Understanding calories. A calorie, also known as kilocalorie, is a unit of energy. This unit represents the energy required to heat a kilogram of water on degrees Celsius. While people generally link the term calorie with food, it is a unit of measurement that can be applied to any substance possessing energy. For instance, there are 8,200 calories in a liter, about 1 quart of gasoline. Calories describe the potential energy in food to maintain bodily functions, grow or repair tissue, and perform mechanical work such as exercise. Food calories may take the form of fat, carbohydrates, or proteins. Once consumed, enzymes act on these nutrients through metabolic processes and break them into their respective categories of fatty acids, glucose, and amino acids. These molecules travel through the bloodstream to specific cells where they are absorbed for immediate use or sent on the final stage of metabolism, where they release their stored energy through processes of oxidation. The number of calories burned during the exercise depends on various factors including body weight, and type of exercise. For example, an individual weighing 59 kilograms or 130 pounds would expend roughly 500 calories per hour swimming or playing basketball. However, this same person would burn an estimated 200 walking or playing table tennis. In order to survive and maintain body weight, the average individual requires approximately 2,000 to 2,500 calories per day. Gaining or losing weight is a simple process. Add and subtract 7,700 calories over the course of time to gain or lose a kilogram. Nutrition has nothing to do with it. It is all about calories. Wrigley's chewing gum. Wrigley's chewing gum was actually developed as a premium to be given away with other product rather than as a primary product for sale. As a teenager, William Wrigley Jr. was working for his father in Chicago, selling soup that has been manufactured in his father's factory. The soup was not very popular with merchants because it was priced at 5 cents, and this selling price did not leave a good profit margin for the merchants. Wrigley convinced his father to raise the price to 10 cents and to give away cheap umbrellas as a premium for the merchants. This worked successfully, confirming the Wrigley that the use of premium was an effective sales tool. Wrigley then established his own company. In his company, he was selling soap as a wholesaler, giving baking soda away as a premium, and using a cookbook to promote each deal over time. The baking soda and operation selling baking soda, he soon decided on chewing gum. Once again, when Wrigley realized that the demand for premium was stronger than the demand for the original product, he created the W.M. Wrigley Jr. Company to produce and sell chewing gum. Wrigley started out with 2 brands of gum, Vassar and Lota gums, and soon introduced Juicy Fruit and Spearmint. The latter 2 brands grew in popularity while the first 2 were phased out. Juicy Fruit and Spearmint are 2 of Wrigley main brands to this day. The Golden Age of Cosmetics. The period from the late 1930s to the middle 1940s is known as the Golden Age of comic books. The modern comic book came in the early 1930s in the United States as a giveaway premium to promote the sale of the wide range of household products such as cereal and cleanser. The comic books, which are printed in bright colors to attract the attention of potential customers, proved so popular that some publishers decided to produce comic books that would come out on a monthly basis and would sell for a dime each. True comic strips had been reproduced in publication prior to this time. The famous Funny's comic book, which was started in 1934, marked the first occasion that a serialized book of comics was attempted. Early comic book reprinted already existing a comic strips and comics based on own characters. However, publishers soon began introducing original characters developed especially for comic books. Superman was introduced in Action Comics in 1938, and Batman was introduced a year later. The tremendous success of this superhero comic book led to the development of numerous comic books on a variety of topics. True superhero comic book predominated astonishingly. By 1945, approximately 160 different comic books were being published in the United States each month, and 90% of U.S. children were said to read comic books on a regular basis. Competition and cooperation. Explanation of the interrelation between competition and cooperation have evolved over the time. Early research into competition and related to each competition and cooperation defined each of them in terms of the distribution of rewards related to each. Competition was defined as a situation in which rewards are distributed unequally on the basis of performance. Cooperation, on the other hand, was defined as a situation in which rewards are distributed equally on the basis of mutual interactive behavior among individuals. By this definition, a competitive situation requires at least one competitor to fill for each competitor that wins, while a cooperative situation offers a reward only if all members of the group receive it. Researchers have found definitions of competition and cooperation based upon rewards inadequate, primarily because definition of these two concepts based upon rewards depict them as opposite. In current understanding, competition is not viewed as opposite of cooperation. Instead, cooperation is viewed as integral component of competition. Cooperation is necessary among team members, perhaps in a sporting event or in a political race. In order to win the competition, it is equally important to understand that race. In order to win the competition, it is equally important to understand that the cooperation is of great importance between teams in that same sporting event or ground rules of the game or election in order to compete. Interestingly, the word competition is derived from a Latin verb which meant to seek together. An understanding of the derivation of the word competition supports the understanding that cooperation, rather than evoking a characteristic at the opposite extreme of human nature from competition, is in reality a necessary factor in competition. Art. The French artist Georges Braque (1882–1963) once said, "In art there can be no effect without twisting the truth." While not all artists would agree with him, Braque who with Pablo Picasso originated the Cubist style, saw things from a different